So the next step in this drawing is going to be your vine underdrawing. The first thing that you have to do is set up a still life using 3 to 5 objects. It's up to you what you want to use, but shiny objects work well for this technique, so even just using simple pots or pans or something shiny that you have. Think about using simple single color black or white objects. They are the easiest and most interesting to use for this technique. Fruit or organic objects also work well. You can see I've picked a pumpkin, sort of have a little bit of a fall theme going on here. Also, make sure that you use a single light source. You want to have strong, visible shadows since we're working with value. So try to use one simple, direct light. As you're mapping out your drawing, don't forget to use your sight measuring tools, such as your viewfinder and your sighting stick. Although I'm not going to go over exactly how to use them again in this demo, I will put a link just so you remember that you want to be still using those sight measuring tools that we learned previously. Another trick that will work well for this particular drawing is that you want to use black or white fabric as your backdrop. It will help your objects sort of stand out, and it'll create some easier to define spaces as we're starting to work with the charcoal value. All right, so let's get started with the image itself. So as you can see here, I'm gonna get the video going. I'm going to use my vine or willow charcoal only. If you have a skinnier little stick of it, sometimes there's multiple sizes in the pack. You want to use a skinny one because we're going to use it like a pencil. And we're going to use this to create our underdrawing. So just like we did before when we were doing our sight measuring, I'm first going to map out just the basic shapes of my objects. You can see there I've drawn an axis line for my pumpkin that I'm using for my still life. And I'm just kind of mapping out where everything's going to be at using my viewfinder and just mapping out all those basic spaces. Remember, we're looking for where just the basic shapes of the objects are first. The really cool thing about the vine or willow on the midtone ground is it's very easy to erase and recorrect things. I can simply just erase with my fingers. It'll blend back in. So we'll speed it up just a little bit here so you can kind of see the finished process as we go. I'm going to fairly accurately try to map everything out first while I have the vine before I start getting into any value, because it's easier to erase when I'm working with the vine or willow only before I start using my erasure tools or my compressed charcoal. So you want to have everything mapped out where you want it before you get into too much detail.